The situation in Israel is very overwhelming. Today is October 7, 2023. I'm Moshe, astrologer, and I'm going to discuss about what is happening in Israel today, what is happening in sky in the astrology, and what is aligned and how we should prepare and see this. What is happening in Israel is not something that is happening over there in the Middle East that I don't care. This is going to be very important and telling story for what is coming to you in the United States, to you in Europe, and probably to more places through different aspects of the archetypes, to what I'm going to describe through astrology. October 7th. First of all, it's Saturday, the seventh day of the week, not Sunday, Saturday. Also in Portuguese, the sexta-feira, it's Friday, and sábado, it's Saturday, and it's October. That is also coming from the 8th, and this is exactly 50 years for Yom Kippur War that happened in October 6th, 2023. For 50 is a very important number in Kabbalah and in Gematry, and it's related to the Scorpio. Now, it's something that is coming out of 7 times 7, 49. And all the prayers in Kabbalah, Ana Bekoach, to those that know, are also built from the 49. And all the 49, 7, 7, it's the cube of Saturn that is the Shabtai in Hebrew, Shabbat, Sabado, that is ruling the matrix and the frame. It's also ruling the karma. We are in Libra season, and this is what we are celebrating, all the Jewish tradition that is according to the worship of Saturn, Shabtai, Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, and today is the holiday. So it's not just Saturday, is also Sukkot, which is the end of the holiday. This is indicated for the reception of the Torah from Sinai mountain after Moses broke the anyhow, those are so much symbolism that are happening today, and this is exactly aligned with the astrology of this week. I was alarming and calling usually for the market for a black swan event that may happen. Sorry for this, I need to cover the phone. For an event that may happen in this week, and I mostly emphasized the October 3rd, October 4th, since months before, and show to people even a bottom in the market to what will happen in oil and S&P that goes exactly according to my predictions, those that are accessing outside of YouTube the exclusive content. Now, what is happening in the market is for another debate. I want to connect with what is happening now. We just aligned with astrology. That's what I want to show you. I even recorded earlier today a video in Hebrew to show the chart out of bed. I came to the news like 7 hours after I was sleeping in the moment of all those events. And it's not just another regular attack by rockets, by tanks. Actually, people, they infiltrated from the Gaza Strip and started with weapon that they financed through all the contribution that the world is sending, and starting attacking and taking people, old and babies, from their home alive. I saw photos that are taking soldiers out from the tanks, like using them like an object, and started taking them like things from horror movie. Now, I spoke about the horror energy that is coming as we are before eclipses and before Scorpio. If you didn't see the videos that I did last week, with the Scorpio, with the serpent that are actually arousing here, and it's time for take risk. Now, the alignment of the chart of Israel, it's what drove me crazy, and I'm going to share with you just a moment, just so you will see what I'm seeing here, because it's so divine orchestrated that it's like what explained the black swan that actually is happening. No Mossad, no intelligence, no nothing could actually capture. It may happen. Now, what is happening now is also going to align and to touch big time other places of the world, because it's the energy is the earth. And few hours after, hundreds of deaths in Afghanistan due to a very strong earthquake today. So the 7 is that's why the Jews are praying for Saturn, because Saturn is where all our what we consider success in this life, business-wise, karma-wise, health, all the things. So it's the 7, okay? I'm so full of emotions and I'm so full of feelings, of thoughts, of things that I cannot even express at once as I would like them. Uh, Pluto is stationing in the sky. Pluto is the ruler of the death, is the ruler of Scorpio. We just ended 1.5 years of Scorpio. We all lost the trust in government, trust in financial system. We saw the corruption. We saw losses of banks, what's also Scorpio rule. Now Pluto is stopping in sky in the last time in our life in Capricorn, officially in Capricorn, because it's going to have a little bit of crack in the end of 2024. And this stop of Pluto, when exactly today, as I'm speaking to you, Moon is opposing it, in this moment that is stationed, so it's become very strong. The amount of death around the world right now, people are grieving, screaming, what? Losing their child, losing their parents. People are crying now. The grief now in sky as I'm speaking to you with this Moon opposing Pluto. It's not need to happen to everyone, but we are speaking under a Holocaust moment in the sky, in the energy. And some people that have the karma of paying those whatever actually are the actors of this divine justice. And it's happening in Afghanistan, it's happening in Israel, in Gaza, in more places right now, and it's going to continue. The next days are very critical. Pluto is stopping, so we are all in a surviving panic. Plutonian is impacting many things, even the pole shifts. So Pluto will move to Aquarius by the end of January. It's significant to what is coming. And I discussed more and expanded more in the live that I just did earlier. So please check it out as well. The scare, the fear of death, the fear of surviving, losing the money, what to do. People now are afraid for the money. Just people sending me what to do with the money. I need to send it out. Even nowhere to escape, actually. It's all about decentralize yourself. Put a little bit here, a little bit here, a little bit here. Don't put it in. But I don't want to speak about money right now because also those sort of comfort are not, or security are not what actually will save us. In order to be safe, we need food, we need water, we need people to help us. We need more factors than just money, because many of the supply chains may also fall apart. Okay, I spoke about the black swan according to my models that I'm showing that it may be affected because of Saudi Arabia, because I saw the drop that actually I predicted exactly, if you will see the live chart and in Patreon, how I saw the drop in oil. So I said it's going to come from the oil cows because of any explosion or something. Now, on the same week, with eclipses in Libra, that is related to peace, agreement, to status quo, and all this, which is not because it's near to the South Node. Just Israel discussed about peace agreement with Israel, normalizing the relationship with Israel. But what's the opposite of Libra? Is Aries, and it's the anger of those that don't want it to happen. Now, this is a plan, a major plan that I'm predicting through calculating the puzzle that the Middle East is going to construct itself to a new order, to a new Middle East that finally will normalize. But this will happen after the religion war that may happen in 2025 when Saturn and Pluto and Saturn and Neptune in Pisces ending up. So we're helping still, and I'm telling you what I'm alerting you from things that will happen in Europe is the Islamic immigrants against many places in Europe, and where the karma, the hands are full of blood. France, Spain, people like to blame, Israel invaded, took. What Spain did? 2 million of Native Americans and regime. Eliminated races, cultures completely, and brought the Christianity to South America. The Portuguese. What will happen in Portugal? What will happen in France, in Italy, and all those that actually invaded and brought their culture on other? Inside of those places, inside of a time of divine justice before the Scorpio is lifting the head of the Cobra and Mars will move to Scorpio, be aware. On the same time, Pluto return of the United States in 27 degrees, and Pluto is stopping, is bringing the death. It's like the rise of the death. This is a reason why we're celebrating usually the Halloween. Now it's with eclipses. Beware. Now I'm going to show you the chart of Israel and of Hamas and see the divine orchestrate of how astrology works and how things are happening in their time, and how you also could time in your life major actions as well. So, my friends, look at this. This is October 7th, and we are looking on Israel. Okay? We're looking at the chart of Israel today. What was happening? Venus that just came out of shadow, exactly cut the dick of Mars. Mars is weak in Libra right now, but Mars of Israel is strong. So this alignment in sky, actually, Venus exactly outside of shadow, after all what we saw since the last 2 months, that Venus was retrograde, and now she came back and activated Mars. But Mars right now is in this week in a fatalic place near the south node, which is the tail of the snake. And where is it happening? It's happening exactly on the ascendant of Israel. But look also on this. Pluto that is stopping in sky and is ruling the death is just squaring the ascendant of Israel. Also, the sun is right now running on the ascendant of Israel, meaning that the eclipses are going to happen exactly here on the ascendant of Israel when Pluto is squaring it. This is enough to aware or to prepare for a war or for a destruction or for horrific events. Now, Pluto just ingressed to the fourth house of Israel that is related to people and to the homeland. Not only this, I also spoke about Saturn that is stopped, and Venus that just finished the retrograde today, in the shadow, and activated Mars actually looking on Saturn this week, and it's going to happen exactly on October 10th. Now the risk is going on, and this is a lot of karma because Venus is the ruler of the balance of Libra, and Libra and Venus is the ruler of the ascendant of Israel. And it's also right now activated by Mars and by South Node, which are very criminal, and all those things that no one could. This is the black swan. What can come behind you, front of you, attacking you in front? It's like crazy, crazy. And the sun still was in the 12th house before it's even Israel is ready. And it's the moment of Saturn that is the end of Sukkot, which is the math of justice, divine justice, and karma here. Usually, when Saturn alone is opposing Mars, we're speaking about war in Israel. Also, when Saturn was in 90 degrees to it. So, what is actually happening now? And from what happened in 48 that actually led for the foundation of Israel, yeah, it was with Saturn and Pluto conjunction in Leo. The last time we had Saturn and Pluto conjunction, we had it in 2020, and we all spoke about New World Order. After this event of 47, 48, Pakistan and India born, and also the CCP and Israel. So actually, we are speaking about a plan of controlling what is right now about to be shattered process. If anyhow, it's starting now by removing the advantages or the strength of those that were on the height. And I'm not speaking just about Israel, because Israel is only third party of United States. Israel is the left hand or the right hand of the United States. It's like it cannot exist by itself in the current structure. So what is happening now is if United States is protecting Ukraine because it's another sort of allies. Israel, United States to exist must protect Israel. And just today, Biden gave $15 billion to the Israel protection because this is what needs now. And we're speaking about a normalizing relationship with Israel. It's going to arrive, but not before. Look what is happening now. Jupiter is on the north node, and by April, on by April, Jupiter and Uranus are going to conjunct the sun of Israel, that is actually the ruler of the ascendant as well, with the 23 degrees. So actually, I spoke years ago, and people didn't believe me, that we are also can expect that Israel will change its name, and it could be like the Israel of the United States or the Israel of the Emirates, like this, or Zion of Israel, or something of even in a positive way, not just to call it, don't expect it to be Palestine, but this is a very strong moment. Now, I wanted to show you also the Hamas alignment of what was happening today, because such alignment that was so precise, I never saw it like that precise happening. What's a portal? Also by numerology, also by the holiday, also by knowing that this Sukkot, this is Saturday at 7 in the morning with the Aries season, because this is the time of the sunrise, the time of Mars, and with this attack. This is very crazy. The Syria war started last time, as I said, when Jupiter was on this north node. And oh my goodness, to what is coming. So even the earth is moving with what is happening in Afghanistan, and it can happen in your country as well, everywhere. So it's all about balance yourself. That's why we had the time of Virgo, new moon in Virgo, adjust yourself and do the balance, find a new way of security. All this Jupiter and Uranus is not just the son of Israel. Israel representing for all of us the security and the finances. And when they are going to meet here, this is what's going to be another black swan in the beginning of 2024 related to everything that right now we're considering to be security. And money is about to change its value to things that we're probably right now having it for free, because the eclipses are going to come when Venus will enter to Virgo on Spica. And Spica, she is the star of the in Virgo that is ruling the wheat and the grains and the food. Without having supply of food, whatever you have, shelter or not, it's doesn't matter, or money or not, is about the supplements to be existing there. So I just reading this morning also Brazil is going to call for emergency meeting with the United Nations. And this is for sure because Brazil is Virgo, is about the supply of food. Brazil is very rich with the natural resources. And I believe that also at any moment in the next 2 years, also Venezuela will need to join the game because it has a lot of resources to offer the world, but they have no money. So suddenly the value will come to themselves. Let's look on Hamas, Imach Shimam, that every terrorist that is like, no justice, this is justice, who I am to be the justice, I just want to show you. But to show you that Hamas born in 87, okay, in 87, very important year, it's born with, see what's conjunction of Saturn and Uranus and Neptune almost, okay? And also, it happened in December, it happened in the sun of 22 degrees, where is exactly the Jupiter of Israel. Okay, so the sun of Hamas is on the Jupiter of the of Israel. Okay, it's not just the sun; it's actually Uranus is on Uranus. The surprise is on the sun of on the Jupiter of Israel, because this is the galactic center. Okay. Anyhow, this is a very strong relationship, and this is why they are existing. But look at this. This is the murder. If you are meeting a person that born around this time with Mars and Pluto, this is terror. This is assassinato. This is a murder. This is a robbery. This is Mars in Scorpio. It could be like a rapper. It could be a violenter, everything that can erupt. I know that there are some good people there, but you don't want to deal with them because they could bring you there. And this is what is activating this placement of Mars and Pluto on the south node of Israel. On the south node of Israel, when Chiron is there, where is the pain of Israel from the Holocaust? This is like the relationship of Hamas and Israel reminding the existence of Israel, because it's from the story also that every country, you define who you are according to your enemy. So you are you need to have an enemy from the other side in order to, yeah. But I don't want to analyze who is Hamas. I want to show what was today, as it's October 7th, that exactly Mercury in Libra activated the moon. Look, exactly 4 degrees, 4 degrees. And actually, what is going to last for the next 1 month is that Chiron is going to activate asteroid Aries and Jupiter in Aries in the place of war, and they are going to suffer a lot as well. This is a very dirty game. But look at this, Jupiter that is retrograde and Uranus that actually I saw that going to meet the son of Israel are actually opposed by Mars and Pluto. So this is so aligned with this bloody war, need of change of the status quo, and what will lead for a new Middle East order, and will change all the current estimation for real estate and cost of living and the resources. It's not possible that one country in few kilometers from each other, one will have everything, another will not. And we're even having this in different cities. We are seeing people homeless in the United States, in London, in other places, and other people are sitting in restaurant in rich places. So the injustices are happening everywhere, and not to project on one place or another. This is just a representation of what is happening in the world. Now, okay, so let's summarize here what I wanted to show. What is happening in Israel on the ascendant of Israel in Libra is just a representer of what is coming. And please watch also the live that I've done earlier, where I spread so much other information and through a lot of intense emotions. This is a divine timing. This is why the astrology is leading us for what time, for when, what to focus on, how to prepare. Those rituals and traditions that came out of astrology were for a reason. Now those are eclipses that will change the entire status quo. This is the collapse of the system, of the structure. Many of the order and the messages that I and many others said in 2021, 2022, break the status quo, break the law. Now it's break the status quo. Because all this sissy game that Bolsonaro said and others said and Putin said, this is a sissy game. It's all about hygienic, wash your hands. This is the war that you are afraid people with virus and covering. This is going to be a dirty things here. And the North Node is on Chiron and it's in Aries. We all will need to define ourselves to remember who we are. It's about equilibrium, and it's not the equilibrium just in one neighborhood and the other neighborhood is going to be poor. It's going to equilibrate that most humanity are going to get access. And this is so much, a lot of discrimination and injustices on earth. This is why more earthquakes and more disasters and floods and fire can happen. People will blame the elite. People will blame the globalists. It's all astrology. If you learn astrology, you will predict it. It's yourself. You don't need to throw on someone that will do it. Of course, this is in the game always the bad guy that will not like to put the finger on him because someone should behave like the bad guy. So at least you could put the letters on him. This is not war everywhere. And the most important message, it's not for this video because this video is about putting in the face the reality that we are. For the last months, I tried to be more of a shanti video messages, speaking more about beauty and love and harmony. On this channel, I started with a lot of fear. People hated me because I always bring fear and I always telling what is coming, and people don't like. So after all the pandemic and the post-trauma, I decided to be more easy to digest. Even that didn't help me because the channel didn't gain a lot of views from it. But anyhow, we're expecting to a lot of instabilities. So all the illusion of stability, you have that much money, you need that much dollars or euro, or the inflation is coming to another sort of understanding. Security, first of all, is to have access for food and water and electricity and health. This eclipse is also because Venus is she's going to be on Spica and ruling the grains in the world and the supply of food and our health. Is sometimes you are worried so much about money and being first and being blah 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 and selling now, selling not. But look on your health. Maybe something is not good with your kidney. Maybe something isn't good with your lung. Maybe something isn't good in your throat. And those are more important parts of our body that cost much more than your apartment. And this is a divine justice as well, that we need to pray, first of all, to be in balance, that our mind is stabilized, that to appreciate our health, to give time to ourselves, all those things that are not just physical. And I would suggest already, before waiting too long, even that the message was spreading much time before, go out from those inflated places, cities, big cities, even small cities somehow, to places that are more remoted, where small communities can come along, go out from this comfort zone of being that in much connected to the grid, start to have more access for natural, I don't know, farmers, agriculture, uh, learn how to achieve water when they are not selling it in a supermarket, how to gain electricity in place, how to connect to any internet, all those things. I know that I even don't know all those things to do, but at least what I know and what I prepared myself is by knowing other territories in the world, knowing other languages, connecting with other source of information, creating platform, creating remotes through different little communities, each one to have its own strategy. We don't need to have everything. We just need to have a connection with people that have something that we don't have. And it's going to be very unstable, very unstable. So, of course, for the markets, I mean, in stable times like what happened in November 2020, some alternative markets are going to rise. And it's also will lead for, yeah, I don't want to speak now about economy. It's not the right video for this. I wanted to focus on Israel and with what is happening. I thought maybe to share some videos, but no, the videos are so painful, are so crazy. Seeing soldiers coming out from the tank, or a little girl, a young girl taken by big guys from her jeep and going to Gaza to be now a refugee or hostile by very horrible condition and raping. And those are hundreds, and people were in the party of this holiday and were captured there. So it's very alarming. And don't stay naive and just watching on Israel. Watch on your own neighborhood, understand the situation in the area of also where you are living and how you could improve it, at least until December. Those are very hyperactive timing. Very. I don't have nothing more to say, but this is a very painful day and it may last for more. I already told my family, because no one wanted to listen before, buy food and water and start storing. In Israel is known already to have a secure room where the walls are thicker, and if something is falling, the people at least are safe. In 2013, it happened near to my parents' house. A rocket fell exactly on a building, and it was very traumatic. Even just seeing this building, all people were safe that were listening to the guidance to enter to the safe room. And it was like a rocket on a 4 floors building. Imagine. And those are hundreds of rockets, missiles that were launched on Israel today, and in such a symbolic time. This is like desire of God in a way. No one could plan it. It was too many little or many different desires and plans that were synchronized into this moment, that we all connected to the same powers. And finally, all our desires, my words, my thoughts, your desire, your action, created a sort of a creation of a story that is manifested. Also, our intention is very well. The last thing in Israel for the last months, we saw a lot of protest. Israel started to divide itself, to break itself from the inside. We saw already Pluto is entering to the fourth house, and it's started to fight a lot against religion because this is a lot of a very strong religion party in government right now that are dictating in a way more of a religion behavior, and people that are most Israelis are not religion and just traditional and very against it and against this rituals and suddenly separating men and women and all those things. And people in the last week, in the last, suddenly flow of thoughts come to me. In the last holidays of Yom Kippur and Sukkot, really started to create disrupts inside, religious against non-religious, the Israelis by themselves. And then we are getting something like this that sort of unifying the importance of being Israeli. It doesn't matter what belief system. But wow, so many ideas. I will need to spread it to another video. I cannot share this all now. I spoke also in the live about the war of religion because we are going to enter to the era of Aquarius, and religion is not going to be what will dictate the way we are behaving and who is good or not. It's going to be finally related to science and astrology. That even that they are trying to censor astrology right now. They want you to believe in a globe Earth that is not flat, and they want you to believe in science that is modifying the true way of how we are looking on our reality. But yeah, it should be finally a very great awakening. As it started already in 2020, it's going to increase. If we have 20 years of Pluto in Aquarius, for people really opening up in the next generation, in current generation, to be accepting to see the world even differently, and out of the blindness of religion, any group by each one it is. And oh my goodness, keep on balance, keep on balance. The last days I did to myself voluntarily. I'm in Brazil, in a beautiful area. A lockdown, I just felt I need to be with myself. I had so much things to order, so many things to make thought, meditation, or integrating inside myself. It's not always about partying or going out or seeing. Actually, I was lucky that also the weather supported me. It was so gray and mostly rainy that is like no real feel of losing or doing something outside. And this is exactly the time for doing this self-accounting and cleaning your heart as possible. As possible. Those are things that are beyond, because Pluto is stationing in Capricorn, that is beyond what you are a good person, but your parents and your grandparents did something that finally is coming to us. And sometimes we understand what has happened to me. It's not because of you, it's because a karma that you are carrying. This is why Saturn is ruling of the karma, and that's why also the Judaism worship is about Saturn, Shabtai. Okay. And now with the balance, this is the divine justice exactly on the 50th day, 50th year, after 7 times 7 of the Yom Kippur War, exactly on the day of the reception of the Torah, which is Taurus. Wow, so much symbolism that the mind can explode with the pages that what can be learned and investigate from this day and for this event. I'll leave you with this. I'm Osher. Always check the links below. And I hope we're all safe in this turbulent month ahead. See the other videos that I've just recorded. Share my videos. Help this YouTube channel to stay alive and to be beneficial for others too. Bye for now.